Hi, I'm Chris. You're here with another great interview session with Comicsverse.
I'm Phil Casey, and joining us here is Pere Perez.
And Andres Guinaldo. Both of our men here speak Spanish, so my question to you two is, how does the language barrier work when you guys are working with English-speaking writers or maybe other people internationally when you're writing your comics?
Como soy los dos españoles, cómo funciona el tema de la barrera del lenguaje con guionistas y demás, cosas por el estilo, ¿cómo haces para superarlo?
Pues aunque parezca mentira, leído el inglés no se me da muy mal del todo, en el ordenador es más hablado, pero en principio no tengo demasiado problema, se entiende perfectamente.
The thing is that in his case the problem is not as much with reading English as it is to speak it. So he normally doesn't have much problem just translating and reading the scripts.
I don't have a problem with the language because early on I started reading American comic books in English, so it's not a problem for me.
And then transitioning from a country like Spain and that kind of industry and coming to the United States, and you did something like Guerreros Urbanos.
Yeah.
What was it like making that transition from that kind of market to a market like DC or even Marvel?
It was not hard for me because what I focused on when I was doing my Spanish books, it was sort of a training to become a comic book artist here. So I used the same kind of storytelling, the same kind of action stories that you can get in American comic books. So basically what I was doing in Spain was American comics done there. So the transition for me was very natural.
No, yo directamente empecé a trabajar para TVOs americanos, nunca trabajé en España, o sea que no hubo ningún proceso de transición ni nada.
In his case there was no transition because he started working directly in American comics. He hadn't worked in a Spanish comic before.
Okay, is there any dream project? You guys have both worked for multiple different publishers. Is there a dream project right now that either of you like to work on, or something in the future that you really want to do, you really want to draw, or even like a writer that you really want to work with at some point in time?
¿Tu proyecto soñado, hay un proyecto soñado que querías hacer en la vida con algún personaje o incluso con qué guionista concreto te gustaría trabajar?
Pues la verdad es que he tenido suerte y he trabajado con grandes guionistas, desde Mark Wallman a J.M. de Mateis. En realidad no tengo ninguno en especial. A mí me interesan los personajes cuando me vienen y pongo todo mi afán en hacerlo bien. No tengo ningún proyecto soñado, hombre. Dibujar personajes importantes como Superman, Batman ya le he dibujado, pero pocos. No tengo un sueño especial.
He's been very lucky since the beginning because he's worked with really amazing writers. He was giving us examples, Mark Wolfman or J.M. DeMatteis. He says, and in terms of characters, he's also been very lucky because he's been able to work with Batman, for example. He loves the characters because of the stories he gets. So he gets a good story, then he loves that character. But if he had to say another character he'd love to work with, it could be Superman.
I would love to work with writers like Mark Waid, or Garth Ennis, or J.M. DeMatteis, which he's done already, or continue working with Fred Van Lente, which we've worked together many times, and I love everything he writes. So as far as characters go, probably I would like to do I would like to spend a little more time with Iron Fist, which I already drew, but briefly, or Shang-Chi, or any of the Kung Fu guys from the Marvel Universe, or something about Star Wars. Anything from Star Wars.
Having growing up being a big American comics fan, what characters were you most excited about drawing for the first time, and who were your favorites as a kid?
Probably the one that I got the more excitement in the beginning was Superman and Batman too, because I've always been a Batman guy, but the first time that they tell you that you have to draw Superman, it's like, wow, you feel like the weight of the guys that came before you, like John Byrne or Alan Davies, Neil Adams, those guys that I admire, and you want to be up to it, and you're not sure, because my first job was in Action Comics and Jimmy Olsen stuff, so I kind of felt the pressure right in the beginning of my career, but it only affects you for a couple of days. Then you start doing your job, and as you get more confident, it disappears.
No, yo he tenido la suerte de dibujar a Batman, que es posiblemente uno de los personajes más interesantes en otras series además. Sí, Batman quizás sea el personaje que más me ha interesado dibujar. Espero dibujarlo en un futuro si vuelvo a DC.
He's been lucky enough to have his favorite character drawn already. His favorite character as a kid was Batman, and he's had the chance to draw him in several different series. But if you're asking what character would he like to draw again, it could be Batman again.
Speaking of Batman and DC, one of the most recent companies you've worked with is DC. Are you doing anything with Rebirth coming up, or is there any titles with them in the future that you're doing that might be Batman or some other series like Wonder Woman or Superman or anything with the company?
No, que si estás trabajando con DC o vas a hacer algo con ellos, que en el Rebirth
Claro,
o lo que
ya.
sea. O tal.
Bueno, en estos momentos estoy trabajando para Valiant. Me estoy centrando ahora más en ello. Si vuelvo a DC, evidentemente, claro, me interesará, pero ahora estoy en Valiant.
Says that right now he's working for Valiant, he's really happy with them, and he's of course focusing on that work, doing Ninjak. But if he comes back to DC, of course he would like to work with Batman and any other characters they throw his way. But right now he prefers to focus on what he has at hand.
I'm an exclusive artist for Valiant. I've been 3 years with them, and I'm going to be a few more with them. So I'm really happy with those characters, and they allow me to play with all the characters I want to. So it's it's sort of, when you're doing one of the big characters of Marvel or DC, it's like trying to continue what other guys have done. In the case of Valiant, it's interesting because you get to build something new, and it's something that hopefully is going to last more time.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, Pere.
Thank you.
Andres?
All right. I'm Chris, and we're signing off the Comics Verse. If you get the chance, go online, find us on our website, on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, any type of social media, you will find us. And thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I hope you guys have a great con and you enjoy yourselves. If you get the chance, check their workout, and have a good day.